Hello there. So last time we built this post office in our new UK branded high street build, and today we're going to move along to the second shop. It's going to be Greg's the Baker's. So all of the UK people are screaming right now because Greg's the Baker's is somewhat of a national treasure. It's pretty iconic. I don't really know why, I'll be honest. It's a bakery, it's a really common bakery, and they're very well known for their pasties and their iconic sausage rolls. So I'm building the exterior here. I used a reference image for this. There's a few different exteriors that I saw that I could have used, but I enjoyed this sort of old style one, and I'm using a lot from the Soho Felix set. That's right. The door there is by Harry, the coastal set, and it has this like wooden vibe, this old wooden vibe. And I did find a reference that had this sort of like grayish blue exterior, lots of detail, lots of pillars and things, lots of texture, and I wanted to try and recreate that using these items. So I'm scaling things up and down quite a bit, and I'm using the tool mod just to like lower these, I think they're like window frames, I've sized them up into the floor to create pillars rather than window frames. I did try using the in-game pillars, but you can't move them with Alt, which is quite annoying. So they just want to snap. Let me move them with Alt, please. It will be so much easier. But there we go. So Greg's has this blue color scheme. Typically they're found in sort of like town high streets. I mean, you can find them in cities too, but they're more of a town thing. So I'm taking lots of these frames, lots and lots and lots of frames. I made this quite difficult for myself. It's perhaps a little too detailed. I maybe didn't need to go this hardcore, but in the post office we put windows over the top, but in this one I made entire 2 floors worth of like signage and decorations for the Gregs. I couldn't figure out what to use for the blue backdrop, so I had to use just a blue wall, which was another reason for why I then had to go above the wall and create this this wooden feature, these wooden planks, wooden boards. I assume they're painted with some kind of like mold-proof paint. I don't know, how do wooden exteriors work? Why don't they rot? That is a question. But yes, Greg's has this are those meant to be the pasties? Is that logo meant to be the pasties? I've only just realized. Is that why the logo is those 4 squares? Oh, I love that if that's true. Please let that be the case. But yeah, I'm using the letters again, the Simlish alphabet. CC Pack by Card Off. Become a favorite of mine. Size them up and down, do all sorts with them. And then I can have all of these brands in Simlish, which I prefer to the English alphabet. I don't like seeing the English alphabet in The Sims, it weirds me out. It's like Uncanny Valley. But yeah, so I'm making this Greg sign twice. So there's a few reasons I'm just mainly using this Soho set on the exterior. And the first one is, number one, it really suited the reference image. The second one is I just downloaded it, so I really wanted to use it. And then the third one is, in my post office build, I did quite a lot of sort of debug live edit items, you know, making the walls have like wires on them and all sorts of things. And after that, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go through the entire debug menu in the catalog, and we're going to go through the entire live edit menu of the catalog, because I'm always looking for something. And I you know, if you ever get up debug or live edit, like especially with all of the packs, it's just like you're scrolling through that menu for like 15 minutes sometimes trying to find something. So I went through the whole thing and I favorited things. It took me probably about 45 minutes. The drop down menu to click favorites. I realized that none of the debug or live edit items save to favorite. Like you can't use that feature. So I was absolutely mortified that I just wasted my time favoriting all of these items. to the point where I think I was mildly traumatized, and and I'd fallen out with debug and live edit, and I just said, you know what, I'm making this exterior all with just these wall items that I can find easily in in the build menu. So I swapped out those awnings for these. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're also awnings, but I wanted to imply that those are like shutters. You can shut it down so that people can't rob Greggs during the night. When people loot in the UK, whenever there's like riots, they always loot Greggs. Like, there's like so many shops, so many more expensive shops. They could loot a phone shop, but they don't. They loot Greggs. They just really want a pasty. They really want a sausage roll. Maybe like they're hungry from rioting. They really want some of that saturated fat. But yeah, put some signs on the outside, a bunch of food related things, and we've moved inside. So when I was looking at Greggs, I have this very specific image of Greggs. It's just like blue and white, and it's kind of like, it's pretty ratchet, I'll be honest. It's not like the best shop. It's very budget, but like I said, it's a national treasure. But when I was then looking up interiors for Greggs to try and like figure out what I was going to do inside here, I realized that clearly they've had some kind of rebrand since I went in Greggs, because they've fancied it up. They've really like they've really put some sprinkles on their interior design. There's these like nice wooden bits around the edges. It's very like oak, rustic. There's bricks. So I was surprised. And I don't know if this is most Greggs now or what, but I went with it. I was like, all right, well, I guess if this is what they look like inside now, but I'm pretty sure the last time I went into a Greggs, it was just basically white and blue and pretty basic. But there we go. So I'm doing this, and I'm making up a nice little counter display. They always have the pasties. They have this sandwich area. They have like, you can get some drinks from a fridge. And then they have all of the pasties and all of the sausage rolls and various things out in these refrigerated, well, I guess they're not refrigerated, they're the reverse. They're normally like warm to keep the food warm. But we have them there. And then I saw that they even have this, what I'm making now is this little, it's like a click and collect area. I did not know that you could do click and collect for like bakeries. Do Greggs have an app now? How modern. Good for you, Greggs. And then I'm using these are actually exercise mats. But I want, I could have just left the counter white, but in this reference image, it wasn't. It was like white with a black countertop. So I was very adamant that I wanted this black countertop, and as you can see, it's quite fiddly. I should have just left it white, but I think I like things to look a bit more customized. So I used this exercise mat. I did try using a rug, but when you float a rug, I don't know how the texture works, but it sort of only shows the texture if it's on the floor, which I found quite odd. So I had to use this exercise mat, which is CC. It's from a fitness pack, the same one I used in my pure gym build. I tried it with wood at the back, and then it was looking too wood, and it was looking too posh. So I then painted it white. It's Greggs. I just in the reference image, it looked quite fancy. It looked quite sort of mid-market, and I couldn't commit too hard to that, because for me, Greggs is like this very working class, cheap, like not too full of itself bakery that like no one's bragging about having Greggs. So I toned it down a little bit compared to the reference image. And then I'm using these counters. I'm using a lot of the stuff in here is by Felix and Harry, from various different ones of their sets. I have like a lot of the Soho set in the exterior, and then I'm using some stuff inside, which is from Harry's Spoons collection, I think. And then that coffee machine, which is sort of like in the wall, is from both of them, I think. I have a lot of Felix and Harry stuff. So yeah, I'm floating this sign. This is going to be like a sign. It's going to be a sign. It's floating above the counters. You can see through in the kitchen, I've got some fancy looking like cooking appliances. Those are from a fast food set, which I don't remember the name of, but if you wanted to find that, you could just go on Google, type in like fast food Sims 4, and I'm pretty sure it's like the only one, it should come up. But I need to bring you into Greg's. If you don't know Greg's has a very specific smell. So you need to imagine like a bakery, a general bakery smell. You've got like sweet bread, pastries, and then in order to find the Greg's smell, you need to take that and just add a little bit of like used cooking oil. And that's what Greg's smells like. The saturated fat content in Greg's is just generally higher than a typical bakery. You can go in Greg's, get something really cheap. The nutrition is 0. Like typically it's 0. You're not going to get any kind of nutrition from this. Your body's probably not going to take any nutrition out of any of the food. It's just going to go straight through, right? But you get 0 nutrition, but you will fulfill most of your daily saturated fat allowance. You might have room for like a biscuit, but other than that, you're done for the day. So if you are planning on having a Greg's, just, you know, you're probably done for the day. You're going to have salad for the rest of the day. If you're skinny and you're trying to gain weight and you can't, you're struggling, just go to Greg's every day. Every day, have a pasty, have a sausage roll. Also, like, the sausage rolls, we will put them in, but we need to just imagine that when I say sausage, there's like quotation marks around it. The sausage is debatable. It's like minced up something in the shape of a sausage. It's very flat, it's not round, it's not a typical sausage. So you'll see they're like those like cheap supermarket sausage roll shapes, but freshly baked. That's what the sausage rolls are. So I'm putting in all of these signs. I think this one's also from a set. Where's it from? I don't know. It's gone now, I can't tell you. I have to be like one of the most useless commentaries on YouTube. I should just put music in the background of my videos. I feel like I'm providing you with absolutely no useful information. None whatsoever. I click record, I start talking, words come out. At the end of the video, when I stop and I click record again to stop the recording, like I must say, I immediately have no idea what I've said. Every single time I then go to edit, it's an adventure. Because I'm like, did I say that? I don't remember saying that. But I don't remember saying any of it. Anyway, so yeah, we're using Harry's, not coastal set, that was on the outside. We're using Harry's spoon set. And the coffee cup is from, well, I know it looks like it says Starbucks on it, just pretend it doesn't. But that's from the Rise and Grind coffee set. This wall decoration is from the Pierism? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Oak House set. I'm learning slowly all of the things that I have. I'm trying to remember them. And then we're using this OSMP shelf, and these are the pasties. It's very important. Normally, very well known for their pasties. And when they give them to you, they give them, well, maybe they don't anymore, because they've had a big rebrand that I didn't know about. But when I've had a pasty, they give it to you in this like blue and white paper. It's like this crummy little paper bag that you can hold so you don't get grease all over your fingers while you eat the pasty. And then I didn't really know what else to use for pasties to make them not look, the same. So I used they're towels, but just pretend they're pasties. They're always in this very square shape. And I have some little trays of baked goods, also from Harry's spoon set. Those are quite handy. All the swatches are different baked goods, cakes, croissants, various other things. I do enjoy using those. But as you can, they don't quite fit here, so I have to size them down into this little, well, cooler, heater, I don't know what it would be. Cooler, probably. You can get sandwiches from here when you go into Greg's. And I have these cakes from Debug. All of these little individual ones are from Debug. And the sandwiches too. I think there's like 3 different types of sandwiches. Some things from Debug, you place them and they sort of vanish. You have to be careful with food and things. Because sometimes you'll have like a plate of food and you'll place it and then you'll just get the plate. But the sandwiches stay. And then I'm messing around with this OSMP shelf. Eventually I just get rid of the wall because it was causing me issues. And I'll put it back in later. But yeah, this was so that I could place more of the items. This cooler sort of fridge thing I'm using is from a retail pack that I have, but oddly, normally CC has, you know, if you get things in CC like shelves, tables, etc., they normally have a lot of placement placement slots on them. But this one doesn't, which was a bit odd, so that's why I had to use the, you know, the red shelf to place more items. I don't know what these rolls things are. What are those rolls? If you know what the rolls are, tell me. Anyway, let's say you like walk into Greg's, what's everyone ordering? Let me know in the comments. Here we're doing the sausage rolls. The sausage rolls, this is how special the sausage rolls are. Is that they get like their own little shelf that's right in front of the till. And normally they're in bags, but like I couldn't do that. And I'm having to make them with egg rolls. But it's basic, you know, the fact that I have an egg roll, I can't really ask for much more than that. You just pretend it's got sausage in it. You can't even see the egg anyway. But yeah, they have this own little special shelf. So that when you're done maybe selecting your sandwich or getting a drink, you turn around and there's just these sausage rolls. Like, pick me. Pick me, you can have 4 in a pack. And here's Greg. This is not typical of a Greg's. But I just had to. It was like, you know what, here's Greg. Look how happy he is. With his brand new refurbished bakery. And then here's your click and collect. So yeah, I'm using the Simlish alphabet just to right click and collect. And there we go. That's Greg's. A few of you asked for it. So here it is. Anyway, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be kind to yourselves. And I'll see you in the next one where we will be building Boots the Pharmacy.